Let me tell you the story. The story I learned from a gentleman by the name of Simon Sinek. He tells the story of these two lumberjacks. These two lumberjacks work side by side. They come at the same time every single day, and they leave at the same time every single day. But lumberjacks, one of them takes an hour break in the middle of the day, and the other one does not. And the one that takes an hour break in the middle of the day always chops more wood than the other one, right? So the guy who is constantly there, never takes a break, and pushes hard every single time, has absolutely a great work ethic and is doing a great job. But the one that takes that hour break, the one that leaves for an hour and then comes back to work, always gets more done. And so one day, lumberjack number one gets upset and says, "Hey, man, listen, we come in at the same time every day, we leave at the same time every day, but you take this hour break in the middle of the day, yet somehow you chop more wood than I do. How do you do it?"
Welcome to the David Adam Kurz Show.
Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of this is the last episode of 2025 of the David Adam Kurz Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, I want to leave you in 2024, headed into 2025, with 5 of the things that are going to make 2025 absolutely explosive. A lot of this comes from experience and mentoring and education. And a lot of this comes from, or whatever's left over comes from my clients, the ones that I coach on a daily basis, and I help in their careers and see the advances that they have. Okay. So we're going to go right into it. The 5 things that are going to make 2025 absolutely explosive for you. And I hope that this absolutely helps you. By the way, if it does help you, if this is something that's going to help you grow, ladies and gentlemen, hit that subscribe button. It's the first time you're tuning into our channel. You're going to want to stay tuned. I put out a lot of content. And so I look forward to connecting with you guys at a much higher level, right? Number 1, work hard, but sharpen your axe. Let me tell you the story. The story I learned from a gentleman by the name of Simon Sinek. He tells the story of these two lumberjacks. These two lumberjacks work side by side. They come at the same time every single day, and they leave at the same time every single day. But one of the lumberjacks, one of them takes an hour break in the middle of the day, and the other one does not. And the one that takes an hour break in the middle of the day always chops more wood than the other one, right? So the guy who is constantly there, never takes a break, and pushes hard every single time, has absolutely a great work ethic and is doing a great job. But the one that takes that hour break, the one that leaves for an hour and then comes back to work, always gets more done. And so one day, lumberjack number 1 gets upset and says, "Hey, man, listen, we come in at the same time every day, we leave at the same time every day, but you take this hour break in the middle of the day, yet somehow you chop more wood than I do. How do you do it?" And lumberjack number 2 says, "Oh, it's simple. In that hour break, I go and sharpen my axe." And so what he's saying is, the moral of the story is, it's not about how much you can get done in one day. It's about how much you can get done in your career, right? Now, I'm not one to tell you that you shouldn't work long days and stuff like that, because I would be a hypocrite, because I work long days and I put in the extra hours and I burn the midnight oil sometimes, right? But the point here is that you need to learn when it's time to sharpen your axe. What does that mean? That means you need to learn when it's time to take a break. You need to learn when it's time to walk away. There's a theory that's called 20 and 10. And the 20 and 10 says that if you could work for 20 minutes and take a 10-minute break, and then work another 20 minutes and take a 10-minute break, and work another 20 minutes and take a 10-minute break, that you would accomplish significantly more in an 8-hour period than somebody who went straight 8 hours and maybe took 30 minutes for lunch. And the ideology behind this is that you're sharpening your axe. You're walking away from the screens, you're walking away from the phones, you're walking away from the notifications, you're taking a break, whatever that means to you. It can mean meditation, prayer, it can mean taking a walk outside, it can mean just breaking away, right? That's why it's called a break. Breaking away from whatever monotony, whatever project you have going on. How many times have you worked on a project and you're stuck and you're stumped and you don't know how to get to the next point, and you go, "You know what? I'm going to walk away from this for a second." And you walk away, you take a walk, you do whatever it takes. Maybe you even take a full day off, and then all of a sudden, boom, it hits you. And now you're 100% honed in, and you can come back to the project and go full speed ahead. That also means plan the time off, plan the time with your family, plan your vacations, do things of that nature, right? Number 2, let's dig into mindset. I want you to go into the mindset for 2025 and go after the things that you want. Because everything you want, ladies and gentlemen, you deserve. I'm here to tell you those dreams that you have, whether they're yachts or planes or cars or mansions or vacations or travel or family or whatever it is that you want in life, go after the things that you want. But here's this thought. There are two types of people in this world. There are people who can see what they want, and there are people who see the things preventing them from what they want. Does that make sense to you? Right? The choice is absolutely yours. Same Simon Sinek tells a great story about him being in a marathon with a friend, and at the end of the marathon, they're serving bagels, and they're going to go get bagels. And those of you who have ran marathons or half marathons, you know there's always sponsors there, and they're serving bagels or bananas or things of that nature. They have water, they have Gatorade. Some marathons even have beer at the end, right? And he wanted a bagel. They both wanted a bagel. And Simon says, well, I'm going to go get a bagel. And his friend says, but the line's too long. He says, well, I'm still going to go get one. He says, but the line's too long. And so he says, well, I'm just going to walk up and grab one. So Simon walks over and he grabs a bagel. He leans in between two people, skips the whole line, grabs a bagel, two bagels, walks away. Nobody gets upset, right? Nobody gets upset. Because the rule is that you can get what you want as long as you don't prevent other people from getting what they want. So he got what he wanted, but he didn't stop anybody else in the line from getting what they wanted. And so the other moral of the story, that's the rule, but the moral of that story was he could see what he wanted and went after what he wanted, but his friend could only see the line. He could not see what he wanted. He could only see the line. He could only see the distress of being online for a long period of time. And because of that, he would have walked away and not had a bagel. And so you have a choice. You can either see exactly what you want. I'm telling you, in 2025, you have to go after the things that you want in life. You have to go after them. They're there for the taking. We live in abundance in this world, and everything you want is there for the taking. It's there. It's like picking fruit off a tree. But if the fruit is too high, you decide that you don't want to either A, climb a tree, or B, go find the ladder to grab the ripest part fruit on the tree, then you will only see the challenge of getting the fruit. While someone else will have no problem going to get a ladder, bring it over, propping it up, getting up the tree, grabbing that fruit, and enjoying the fruit of their labor. Does that make sense to you guys? I hope it does. Now, remember, a big part of mindset is that you cannot do this alone. As humans, we're tribal creatures. We're tribal. And the world is too crazy and dangerous for us to try and attempt it alone. And I don't care who your tribe is, but you need to learn who your tribe is. You have to take care of the people around you, first of all. And later on, we're going to talk about choosing the right people. But for right now, let's just talk about you and the people around you, your tribe, the people that lift you up, the people that push you to the next level, the people that support you on a daily basis. Who are they? And help them ride with you. If you're a leader and you have employees or you have a team underneath you, those are your people. See, they're on your team and you might not get along with them 100% of the time, but you chose them to be a part of your organization. They are now a part of your tribe. And you need to learn to look to the left and the right of you and learn how to pull those people up with you as you ride forward. I was in the Marine Corps for 9 years, and in the Marine Corps, we learned one thing, and it was teamwork. I don't want to say we learned one thing, but one of the things that we learned was massive teamwork. And it was drilled so strongly into our hearts and our mind and our souls and our bodies that we will tattoo the name United States Marine Corps across our bodies, and that we will, while in service, support the person to the left and right of us. And while in service, understand that all Marines are our brothers and sisters. And after service, no matter who they are, no matter if you've never met them in your life, it's been 50 years since you served in the United States Marine Corps, you meet another Marine and that person is instantly, automatically your brother or sister. Because as a Marine, we understand the benefit of rising up together than kicking people down and pushing your way up in that fashion. This is how you advance, by the way, and this is how you become elite in the industry. This is how you become one of the elites in your industry in whatever it is that you do. Number 3, learn to listen more than you speak, but more importantly, learn to be the last to speak. Every meeting that you have, I'm in the real estate industry and in the coaching industry and in the title industry. So everything's focused around real estate, really, right? And one of the things I like to tell my clients is that if you are in a listing appointment, listen more than you speak. If you're in a buyer consultation, listen more than you speak. If you're in a meeting for anything, by the way, anything that requires you to negotiate and it requires you to communicate and requires you to make a deal happen, and you're the person that benefits from the deal, and the person that you're working with is going to benefit through your actions, you need to listen more than you speak. I know many of you want to walk into a presentation and give this big presentation and, shoot the bells and whistles up and have the fireworks coming up behind you and just really like express how great you are. But until you understand that potential client's story and their why and their necessity, it is impossible for you to address it. So learn to listen way more than you're capable of speaking. There will be a time for you to speak. And when you speak, speak to what you heard. Don't speak over what you heard. Don't interrupt people when they're in thought, when they're giving you the goods, when they're giving you what you need to know. The other part was learn to be the last to speak. I've seen this many a times where a leader asks for a group of people to get together, and the group of people get together to mastermind on a subject. And the leader takes position and begins to speak. And we oftentimes say, this guy likes to hear the sound of his own voice, right? But the real leaders have mastered the art of learning to be the last to speak. The real leaders understand that the people in the room are capable. And not only are they capable, but they're full of great ideas. Not only are they full of great ideas, but they're also ideas that you as a leader may not have thought of. And so give the room an opportunity to speak. And at the end, when you're the last to speak, as a leader, you get to set foundation, rules, and regulation based on the information you received in the room. No different than if you go to an appointment with someone that you intend to do business with and you allow them to speak and give you their problem so that you can provide a solution at the end. Now, when we talk about problem and solution, we're talking about a whole different thing, because I have this whole calculation that we discuss in my coaching where we talk about understanding the problem so you can provide the solution, because the solution provides value and people will pay for value. And you can learn from 300 other videos found inside of our Freedom Achiever Academy. It is officially cheaper to learn and earn in the Freedom Achiever Academy than it is to Netflix and chill, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So for $9 a month, $9 a month, you get access to our community and all of the coaching sessions in the platform. This is exclusive, by the way, for people who actually want to achieve the freedoms in life that money and good business practice can provide. This is sales training. This is marketing training. This is you attending our academy and absorbing information that is proven to work and proven to level up your income and change your life. Go to freedomachieveracademy.com and sign up today for $9 a month. Number 4, the people around you. Now, earlier today, we alluded to the people around you and you lifting them up. What you have to be careful is that you're not lifting up the wrong people. You have to check your circle of people extensively and all the time, because as you grow, you will find the need to shed people from your life. I know it sounds horrible. It sounds horrible. And by the way, if you're younger and listening to this, you're going, oh gosh, my friends. But if you're older and listening to this, you're going, yeah, I've been there. And you're going to need to learn to shed the people in your life that do not see your vision and your goals. Because if they do not see your visions and your goals, if they do not believe in them, then they will discount them. And here's the problem with humanity being tribal. Maybe it's not a problem, but it's a part of the tribal aspect of humanity. Is that if enough people tell you you're a piece of shit, you will begin to believe that you're a piece of shit. And so if enough people tell you that your goals and your dreams and your vision are unattainable, that it's not good for you, then you will begin to believe that. So you need to learn how to pay attention to these things and shed these people from your life. And when you shed these people from your life, it opens up space for new people. And those new people may have accomplished way more than you're dreaming of. And they'll look at you in your face and tell you, that's a great attainable goal. You could do that in X amount of time if you applied X, Y, Z. And all of a sudden, your visions, your dreams, and your goals get that much closer because the right people are around you pushing you forward. Learn to keep people at arm's length. This is a boot camp skill, right? When I was in Marine Corps boot camp, you could not stand close to drill instructors. You had to be one arm's distance. And so I've adapted that in my life where I've used that as a metaphor, where there are people that I love, family, friends, and so forth and so on, that I absolutely love, care for, and would be broken if I lost them forever. But because of my goals and my visions and the things that I desire out of life, I have to keep these people at one arm's distance. I have to treat them like they are recruits in Marine Corps boot camp and I am the drill instructor. And they cannot get into my vicinity. If I can reach you, that's a problem. So I keep them at one arm's distance. That in order to keep my sanity and keep myself safe and allow myself to be able to dictate my visions, my goals, my dreams, and not allow them to get so close that they begin to dictate the direction I turn. As you grow and you begin to win, remember something. You can take credit for all the things that you do right as long as you take responsibility for the things that you do wrong. You got to be adaptive. This is a equal balance situation. Applaud yourself. Social media is the epitome of everyone giving themselves credit for all the great things that they do, but you never see anything that they do wrong. And that's why a lot of people say social media is a lie. People are a facade on social media. But in your inner circle and the people that you trust and in your work environment and in your space, and if you own a business with the people that you trust, the smart people that you have brought into your business to surround you and help you grow, teach them, and they're showing them that you can take credit for the things that you do right as long as you can take responsibility for the things that you do wrong. And once people really understand that, when they do something wrong, they own up to it right away. And then they look to be adaptive. They look to be fluid. They look to fix things. How can we fix this? How can we get it right now? Now, number 5, distractions. Distractions are a big problem nowadays. This thing right here, this phone right here, it has rang like 10 times because I failed to do something. I failed to turn it off when I started this video. And it's rang and dinged and done all kinds of stuff at least 10 times already. And because it does that, automatically my eyes move to the bottom. And if you rewind this video a little bit, you might see me doing this a couple of times, looking down, right? Because these distractions are coming in. And the first one came in, I immediately thought to myself, dang it, I'm going to talk about number 5 distractions. And we're going to talk about shutting off your phone when you want to focus. And here it is. I forgot to shut off my phone today. I'm human, ladies and gentlemen, okay? But I want you guys to learn to create massive focus. This video right here, I took the time to put this together. I took the time to make the notes. I took the time to really think about what I wanted to discuss with you and what I felt was going to really elevate you in 2025. And look, these 5, they're not the only things that can elevate you in 2025, but they just happen to be what I felt were some of the most important parts of growth. So I want you to learn to focus. Now, here's the thing. Focus is not only honing in on the things that you need to do, but it is equally removing the distractions around you. Now, here's the hard part. Sometimes these distractions can be identified as a people, place, or thing. And so you need to ask yourself, does this thing that came up benefit my goals? And if not, then it's not important. Now, here's why I say this is the hard part. Because if I rephrase it and I say, so ask yourself, does this person that came up in my life benefit my goals? And if not, I need to cut them off or put them at one arm's distance. Does this place that I do work in every day benefit my goals? These are the questions that you need to begin to ask yourself as the distractions begin to come, because they will come. No matter how hard you work and no matter how much time you put into it, distractions will happen. Life happens. And you need to ask yourself, will this distraction benefit my goals? Whether it be life goals or business goals or personal goals. So here are some things to remember. Shut off your phone when you want to focus. Just shut it off or turn off all your notifications. Here's the thing. People are like, but what if an emergency happens? Emergencies are for 911. And chances are, if you're watching this, you're trying to learn how to sell more. You're trying to learn how to market better. You're trying to learn how to make more money. And you are not in the 911 industry. You're not a police officer. You're not an ambulance. You're not a nurse. You're not a doctor. Okay. These emergencies that happen there for 911, and when you're done with the task in front of you that you're massively focusing on, you turn back to your phone and you turn it on. And if that emergency is there, you can take care of it. Let people know you're going dark. For instance, I am embarking on January 2nd through April 10th, I'm embarking in what we're calling the 100 by 12. And the 100 by 12 is 100 straight days, 12 hours a day, broken down in a very specific way so that we and I could level up our businesses, level up our title company, level up our real estate team, level up our real estate organization, level up our coaching industry business, level up our Freedom Achiever Academy. And so I'm going to go hard for 100 days, 12 hours a day. Now I need to let the people in my circle and then the people in my life, my friends, family, and everybody else, I need to let them know that I'm going dark for 100 days. Don't ask me to go out. Don't ask me out to dinner. I'm going to say no. If you do, because you want to be polite, I'm going to say no politely. And just remember that it's because I simply don't have the time to go to Super Bowl Sunday this year. I know some of you guys right now are thinking, what in the hell? You're going to miss Super Bowl Sunday? Yes, I'm going to miss Super Bowl Sunday. You know why? Because sitting down on Super Bowl Sunday and watching football brings zero benefit to my business. And my 100 by 12 is 100% about bringing benefit to my business. But David, what about your life? My life is okay. See, I can do the 112 because my life is in order. I can do the 112 because the people in my life will understand what going dark means. Now, this is a big example just to record this video. I went around the office and I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be recording something right now. Please do not disturb me. Very simple way of letting people know I'm going dark for the next 30, 45, 1 hour, however long this video takes. Change your environment's another tip. You know, in my book, The Truth About Failure, we talk about changing the people around you, but we also talk about changing your environment. If you change your space, you can change your pace, right? So perfect example. I am speaking to you from an office space that we lease with other people working out there in other offices, all a part of our organization. But I have a home office. I have a beautiful space at home that I actually worked out of for a couple of years before I came here. I've actually been out of the office for 4 years before I leased this space. But I decided that I needed a change of my environment in order to get to the next level, that I was complacent in my current environment, and it was not beneficial to my health. I would walk from my bedroom to my office space, which was 100 feet away, maybe, okay, maybe 50 feet away, probably closer to 25 feet away. And then I would be in that office sometimes till 9 o'clock at night. And I would not know if the sun came up or if it went down or if we had a hurricane, if it rained. I would not know anything. But now, because I have to actually come to the office, I step out of my house and I have this breakaway in my car where I listen to audiobooks or videos or things of that nature. And I learn as on my way to the office. And then I come up to the office, I set myself up, I see other human beings, I shake hands, give pound, let everybody know what's up, and then I get in here and go to work. So changing your environment could be very helpful and beneficial for you in 2025. I'm not saying you need to go out and lease something, but I'm saying sometimes maybe it's not a bad idea to go to Starbucks for a little while and break away. Now, here's the best part. You only need 3 things to go full speed ahead. You ready? 1, the tenacity to begin. 2, the willingness to learn. And 3, the heart to never give up. Now, let's go through these. Beginning is one thing, but consistency is key and accomplishment is the reward. Here's an example. I went to the gym this morning. You know how many people were in the gym this morning? Nobody. No one's in the gym today, right? The usual suspects, the ones that I see every single morning, they're in the gym. But the rest of the folks, no one's there. But you know who will be in the gym on January 1st and 2nd and 3rd and 4th? Everyone and their mother. Why? Because there are 1 million people right now saying that their New Year resolution is to lose weight, get fit, get trained, do all this stuff. How many of those people will still be in the gym in March? Shoot, how many of those people you will see? 100 will come in January, 50 will come in February, 25 will come in March, and 5 will stay committed for the rest of the year. It's equal to our 100 by 12 challenge. See, this was a free challenge that I opened up. I'm going to do it regardless, but I opened it up so we could have some accountability partners in a group. It's not really a coaching situation, but more accountability. 35 signed up, 18 people showed up to the Zoom. I don't know how many we're going to finish with, but it won't be 18. I'll tell you that much. So remember this, starting is one thing. Consistency is key. And that accomplishment is the absolute reward. Because imagine if you stayed in that gym from January and you went all the way through December 31st, what a difference you would see in your body, health, and fitness. Learn to listen, accept advice. Be bold enough to admit when you do not know something, but be smart enough to figure it out. Don't just walk away from something because you don't know it. If you don't know something, you need to know how to go figure it out. And man, ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world where we could Google anything. And that's the willingness to learn. So I'm going to challenge you guys, commit to learning something new every day. That's actually part of our 100 by 12 challenge. And that's why I tell you guys to sign up for the Freedom Achiever Academy, $9 a month. And you could log in every day for 20 minutes and you would absorb everything in that library over a few months. And as we continue to add videos, it'll give you added advantages to continue to grow. So I'm going to ask you, commit to learning something new every single day. It doesn't have to be a big skill. It could be simple skills. It could be watching my YouTube videos or other folks' YouTube videos. Be listening to our podcasts. It could be reading a book, a chapter a day. But just commit to learning something new every day and help your mind continue to spin. This baby's it's a muscle and you got to work it out and never give up, folks. Number 3 was the heart to never give up. Never give up. People oftentimes quit right before the big win. Not because it's hard to win, not because they wanted to quit, not because the next door was the winning one and they didn't know that, so they quit right before that. No, it's just hard not to win when you keep going. So we always see these memes of people, the guy digging for gold and quitting right before the gold is right after him, right? He could have had diamonds, but he quit right before. Or the person that was opening doors until he just stopped opening doors. And the next door was like the $1 billion contract, right? It's hard not to win when you keep going. Even if you are the absolute worst salesperson in the world, if you do not stop calling people to sell your item, you will eventually sell something to someone. Here's the best part. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So if you're the absolute worst salesperson in the world, but you do it 1,000,000 times, you will be the best salesperson in the world. And when you do it 1,000,000 more times, you will have a better return on investment in time. So I want you guys to never give up and keep opening those doors until you open the right doors, and those right doors pay you and they change your lives. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. I'm wishing you the most amazing 2025. Remember, I'm going dark for the first 90 days or 100 days, right? But you will see a ton of content from me because every day of those 100 days, I will be creating 4 hours of content and marketing material. So you won't be able to miss me, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, have a great 2025. Happy New Year. I hope that the information in here is going to help you adapt and push for 2025 and have a better year than you ever had in your entire lives.